In every healthy society, there exists an unspoken contract, a set of deeply embedded promises between the individual and the collective. For generations, the contract for men was simple, brutal, and clear. Be a builder, a protector, and a provider. In exchange for your sacrifice, your labor, and your loyalty, society will grant you respect, a family, and a legacy. For centuries, men signed this contract with their sweat, their time, and often their lives. But a contract is only valid if both parties uphold their end of the bargain. And quietly, without protest or petition, an entire generation of men is looking at the fine print and concluding the deal is no longer worth it. They are not marching in the streets. They are not forming political parties. They are simply leaving. They are disappearing from college campuses, from the corporate ladder, from the marriage market, and from the relentless pursuit of societal approval. This is not an act of rebellion. It is an act of rational withdrawal. It is the great male disengagement. It is the quiet quitting of society itself. And it is the most significant and least understood social shift of our time. Act 1. The Empty Throne. The disappearance begins in the halls of academia. For the first time in modern history, women significantly outnumber men in higher education. The lecture halls and libraries, once pathways to male ambition, are becoming echo chambers of female achievement. This is not because men have lost their intelligence or their drive. It is because they have run a cost-benefit analysis. They see a system that often pathologizes their masculinity, curricula that seem indifferent or hostile to their perspective, and a mountain of debt for a degree that no longer guarantees a significant advantage in the marketplace. They look at the traditional corporate ladder and see a similar broken promise. The corner office, the gold watch, the stable career, these are relics of a bygone era. In their place is a landscape of endless reorganizations, DEI initiatives that can feel punitive, and the constant threat of being downsized. The loyalty their fathers gave to a company is now a one-way street. So they opt out. They choose the skilled trades where their work is tangible and valued. They choose the gig economy where their freedom is their own. They become entrepreneurs, building their own small kingdoms where the rules are fair because they are the ones who write them. They are not dropping out of work. They are dropping out of a workplace that no longer respects them. Act 2. The Broken Contract. At the heart of this withdrawal is the shattered social contract. The old promise was, provide and protect, and you will be respected and loved. Men see that this promise is now broken. They see a culture that often mocks the very idea of traditional masculinity. The stoicism that was once seen as a virtue is now labeled toxic. The drive to provide is sometimes reframed as a desire to control. The role of protector is viewed with suspicion. The marriage contract is seen as the most dangerous clause of all. In a world of no-fault divorce, with family courts that are widely perceived as biased, men see marriage not as a safe harbor, but as the single greatest financial and emotional risk of their lives. They hear the horror stories from their fathers, their uncles, their older friends, men who gave everything and were left with nothing. They are told to be vulnerable, yet they fear that their vulnerability will be weaponized against them in a future legal battle. So they refuse to sign. They choose partnership without paperwork, or they choose the profound peace of solitude. They are not afraid of commitment. They are terrified of a system that seems designed to punish them for it. Act 3. The ROI of peace. The modern man has discovered a new, more valuable currency. It is not money, status, or sex. It is peace. In a world of constant noise, drama, and psychological warfare, inner peace has become the ultimate luxury, and men are realizing it is a luxury they can afford, but only if they are willing to trade in the things society told them they should want. Every decision becomes a calculation of its effect on their peace. Will this job, with its stressful politics and long hours, add to my peace or subtract from it? Will this relationship, with its unpredictable emotional demands, bring me peace or chaos? They have learned that the stress of chasing a woman who doesn't respect them is a tax on their well-being. The anxiety of working a job that drains their soul is a debt they are no longer willing to pay. This is why they go to the gym, not just for aesthetics, but to build a temple of discipline and order in a chaotic world. This is why they pursue hobbies with monastic focus, woodworking, coding, mechanics. These are systems with clear rules, where effort directly translates to outcome. In a world of shifting social sands, they are building their lives on bedrock. They have concluded that a quiet life built on their own terms is infinitely more valuable than a loud one lived for the approval of others. Act 4. The Digital Tribe. As men have withdrawn from traditional institutions, they have not become isolated. They have simply migrated. They have found their tribes, their mentors, and their sense of brotherhood in the digital world. The internet has become the new men's lodge, the virtual campfire where knowledge is shared and experiences are validated. Online, they find the mentors they never had in real life. They learn about finance from anonymous YouTubers, philosophy from podcasters, and discipline from fitness influencers. They are rediscovering a form of positive masculinity that the mainstream culture has forgotten how to teach. They are learning that it is okay to be ambitious, to be strong, to be self-reliant. These digital communities provide a powerful counter-narrative to the one they see in the media. While society tells them they are the problem, their digital tribe tells them they are the solution. This validation is a powerful force. It reinforces their decision to walk their own path. It gives them the courage to ignore the critics and to trust their own instincts. They are not being radicalized. They are being regrounded in timeless masculine principles that have been lost to the modern world. Act V. The Misdiagnosis. Society, seeing the empty seats in the classroom and the vacant rungs on the corporate ladder, is making a critical error. It is misdiagnosing the symptoms. They label these men as lazy, unambitious, or entitled. They call them man-children who refuse to grow up. They see the withdrawal and call it a failure. But it is not a failure to refuse to play a game that is rigged against you. It is a sign of intelligence. It is not lazy to choose a path that offers more freedom and less stress. It is a strategic optimization of one's life. The man who becomes a master plumber and builds a debt-free life of purpose is not less successful than the man with a gender studies degree and $100,000 in student loans. Society may not see it that way, but he does. This misdiagnosis is dangerous. By refusing to ask why men are leaving and instead just shaming them for it, society is only accelerating the trend. Every article that mocks them, every news segment that belittles them, only serves as another piece of evidence that their decision to disengage was the correct one. It is a feedback loop of misunderstanding that is cleaving society in two. Act 6. The Point of No Return. There is a point in a man's journey of disengagement where the change becomes permanent. It is the moment he truly tastes the profound, unshakable peace of a life lived on his own terms. It is the first morning he wakes up without anxiety, the first time he looks at his bank account and feels security, not fear. The first time he spends a weekend completely absorbed in his purpose and realizes he felt no loneliness. In that moment, the old world loses its power over him. The desire for external validation evaporates. The need for a woman's approval to feel worthy disappears. The fear of being alone is replaced by a love of his own solitude. He has, in effect, become psychologically sovereign. Once a man reaches this state, he cannot be lured back by the old promises. Offering him a promotion in a toxic workplace is like offering a cage to a bird that has learned to fly. Promising him a relationship that requires him to sacrifice his peace is like offering poison to a man who has found clean water. He will still engage with society, but on his own terms. He will still form relationships, but only with those who add to his peace, not subtract from it. He has passed the point of no return. Act 7. The Silent Architects. The quiet quitting of men is not the end of society. It is the beginning of a new one. These disengaged men are not idle consumers. They are silent architects, building a parallel world beneath the surface of the old one. They are creating businesses, developing skills, and accumulating resources, all outside the crumbling traditional systems. They are becoming the men that a healthy society will eventually need. When the current systems, built on debt and delusion, finally begin to falter, it is these self-reliant, disciplined, and resilient men who will be left standing. They are the keepers of practical knowledge, the holders of real assets, and the anchors of sanity in a world gone mad. The great irony is that by walking away, they are becoming the highest value men that society has to offer. They are the stoic providers, the silent protectors, the builders of the future. They are everything the old contract asked them to be, but they have achieved it on their own, for themselves. And when society finally decides it needs its men back, it will have to come to them with a new contract, a contract based on respect, not expectation, a contract based on reciprocity, not sacrifice, a contract they might actually be willing to sign. Until then, they will continue to build their world, one quiet act of self-interest at a time.